Also, I'm just gonna put this out there. Holy crap, that fusion cannon. I think this is one of the few times it's been depicted as devastating as it's supposed to be in the Skybound comics.
Oh yeah.
Because this is supposedly a nuclear fusion cannon powered by an artificial black hole. Somehow. Yeah, the whole Megatron black hole powers thing. This is actually a misinterpretation of what the bio said. And to this day, that fusion cannon has never been depicted properly as having the black hole power supply.
I was gonna say the only time I remember uh, Megatron having a black hole was in the IDW comics.
It happened all of twice. The IDW comics and the Marvel UK comics.
I remember the IDW one because like he kept a hold of that thing for a rainy day, and oh boy, were the DJD in for a storm.
Evolving Storm?
I mean, he'd also just learned that the supposed Fool's Energon was a placebo, so he
Uh,
went so long thinking they were giving him an alternative Energon that was less efficient, effectively poisoning him to keep him weak. Only, yeah, we never actually did that. It was a placebo. You did that to yourself.
uh,
And we would have let you go on for the rest of your days believing that, but it's desperate times and we need help.
I mean, the, these guys are your guys, so help.
uh, if
Would you believe that a good chunk of last night, my brain refused to shut down and let me sleep because I had this entire debate between Transformers characters about why fusion cannons are basically a bad idea.
Taro, you were saying something?
I was just about to say, if it's at all possible, I might leave to go catch up on King Ocean with Web.
Oh.
Yeah, we 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 need to know what happened in this latest episode, but we don't want to just skip to it.
I mean, alright.
it I got It's not right now though, so we got time.
Okay. Um, hmm. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream.
Sorry for yet another tangent starting the stream.
Vegas Bear here again, as always, with Mekumon and Taro.
A very silent Tara.
And I forgot we had planned this like a month ago. But Robot Week starts now.
Technically, we planned this back in like late December.
Yeah, and look where that got us.
I mean, we're still technically on time.
Yeah, but today's game is like just barely making the mark for a robot game. Near Replicant. Because I wanted to play this game last week to finally get started on the last half of this game, and shit happened. And bring up the weapon guide for Nier so I can ensure we get all the
Also, I
endings.
found out what the problem was with my Xbox.
Oh?
It's not that the games got taken off Game Pass, it's that my Game Pass subscription ran out.
Oh.
So I'll have to fix that at some point.
Actually, Bear, did you hear that Power Wash Simulator's being a crossover with Warhammer?
I did not. I did not hear that.
I really don't see the connection.
To be fair, I didn't see a connection with fucking SpongeBob.
They had a crossover of SpongeBob.
Yep. And Back to the
Yeah,
Future.
they did.
And Final Fantasy VII. And Tomb Raider.
Next, you're going to tell me they had a crossover of Persona 5.
Well, not yet.
Sad thing is, if they'd done a crossover with Transformers where you're hosing down some of the Autobots and/or Decepticons, there'd actually be precedent for it in Transformers media, so the connection would actually be stronger than it is with some of these other things.
Anyway, we're back to Nier.
Hooray! Depression Simulator!
Yep.
You power wash a Autobot or Decepticon and they transform when you're done.
That would be neat, but I don't think Power Wash Simulator has the capacity to do that.
What the
At best, you might be power washing them in bot mode.
Wouldn't that be, like, too big to do so?
Not if you use some of the smaller bots.
Oh. Alright. So let me just make sure I have all of the swords or weapons. Let's see. Nameless Blade, check. Lily Leaf Sword, check. Nirvana Dagger, check. Moonrise, check. Rebirth, check. Earthworm's Claw, check. Blade of Treachery, check. Beastbane,
Oh
check.
god.
Alright, so we got all of part 1's weapons, so we're good.
And I got 5 back-to-back ads. I'm still on ad 3.
Well, shit.
Like, damn, the ads are out for my blood today.
I'm dealing with ads myself.
Oh, they were especially out for my blood today. 2 of the same identical ad in a row.
Well, as that's going on, last time on Nier, which was maybe like, what, half a year ago?
Ugh.
We got ending A after we beat the Shadow Lord.
I'll refrain from making a note this time.
We managed to get all the gems of the Belt of Deltora, and we beat the Shadow Lord. And we got ending A and finished Route A. We are now on Route B, which seems to be more focused on Kaine, because the very beginning of Route A was nothing but a text crawl about Kaine and her grandmother, which everyone talked through.
I genuinely don't remember this, but I will apologize anyway.
I'm not mad. It's just like remembering back on it. It's like I'm clearly trying to talk and like read, and you guys are like, so anyway, this thing is like really cool, and like I have this idea, and I'm like trying to do voices, and it's like,
Yeah,
am I
that won't happen
on
again.
mute? Hello?
Yeah, hopefully that won't happen again.
Hopefully. It won't happen again.
Anyway, but like I said, I'm not mad. Like just looking back on it, it was kind of funny because it's like I'm trying to do the voices and everything. It's like you guys can't hear me.
I genuinely wish
What
I
might
could
that
remember
be?
this so I could go back in time and slap myself for it.
It's Mom's diary.
I've not heard you speak much about...
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for...
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little...
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Alright, so this was a piece of DLC for the original game, which they later added on to this version of the game. And
Say there.
you get 3 weapons from this, which do count towards the weapon total for the ending.
Can you not hear me? Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was
Okay,
dreaming or something.
tell me this does not remind you of
Sleeping
anything.
on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
I'm seeing a
Right.
lot of things in my head
Let's
right
go.
now.
Edward! That's right! That's the right answer! You beat me!
I have already pictured at least one Kingdom Hearts reference, and of course, I found a place where I can finally be all alone.
This is the world of
Alone, etc.
Alright, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute! That's not Nier! This is Papa Nier!
Where?
This is straight up Papa Nier from Nier Gestalt. So, for those of you who don't know, Nier was released as 2 games, Replicant and Gestalt. Here in the States, we only got Gestalt because the Japanese thought we would care more about the relationship of a father and his daughter than a brother and sister. So, what we got in the States as Nier was Nier Gestalt. The one that has Papa Nier. The one that we've been playing, Replicant, is actually the canon one that has Brother Nier. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know why I'm Papa Nier. Also, was this the sword I came in with? Yeah, what a way to start Giant Robot Week.
What a way to start Giant Robot Week. You become a dad.
And the robots aren't even giant. We're really robots.
Listen, if Evangelion can get away with it, so can we.
At least the Avas were huge.
And robotic.
They weren't robotic. Everything that you think is robotic is just armor.
Armor and additional full gear just plugged into what is effectively a Titan.
I was talking about the armor.
Putting on armor doesn't make you a robot.
I said robot, not robot.
He said robotic, like robot-esque.
Oh.
Yeah, like, hold on a minute. Our more recent Kamen Riders robots, even though they wear robotic armor.
You know what? I'm not having this argument.
Okay, I'm gonna play E3 now. Bye.
You little shit.
If anything, because of all the crap they cram into the Avas, you could argue they're cyborgs.
So the real reason we're playing this instead of a robot game is simply because I wanted to play this last week. I wanted to get started on this last week, but couldn't. And I'm sure as hell not waiting another week to start this damn game again.
I guess consider this the equivalent of Tsunami throwing a random episode of Hamtaro in a giant robot week. This never actually happened, of course, but I had to come up with a comparison somewhere.
It's so weird that we're playing as Papa Nier. The reason I know it's Papa Nier is because if you guys remember, there's a time skip between part 1 and part 2 of this game. In Nier Gestalt, in order to show that the time skip has occurred, like, even though, you know, like, you got other characters that have changed, you want to know what they did for Papa Nier to show that he's changed in the last, like, 5 years?
Muscles? More muscles?
Eye patch.
I was gonna say eye patch.
The getting taller and muscles wouldn't really count as getting older. Okay.
No, because he already had those.
Plus, it's not edgy enough.
Like, it counts for Brother Nier because he was like just a teenager before the time skip. But Papa Nier already had those muscles.
I must say it might be easier to make a different character model with the eye patch, but then I realized, oh right, because the eye patch on his face would be so much easier to see than just bulking him up a bit. Nah, right.
And he was already bulky enough.
We don't need true Final Form Frieza over here.
Yep. Oh. Legion, I forgot about that bit of the lore. Yes, you are. This is a library, not Tartarus.
Listen, and I wasn't going to call it Tartarus.
This is a library, not Tartarus. Express interest in Orion Pack. As in Orion Pack going, ooh, library.
But no, say, oh god, are you in the dark house?
Alternatively, this is a library, not Tartarus. Optimus Prime has entered the chat.
Also, pretty sure the one that works out would be the library. Might be mistaken.
On that tangent, though, that's probably one of my favorite comebacks in all Transformers. Fall of Cybertron, final battle, as Optimus and Megatron are dueling. Megatron tells Optimus, not bad for a librarian. Perhaps you should have spent more time in the pit. Optimus counters, and perhaps you should have spent more time in the library. Like, damn, Prime, called someone a dumbass without calling someone a dumbass. And like, let's be real here. This should be about the extent of the viciousness Optimus has spouts out in his insults. This should be as insulting as Optimus gets with anybody. This kind of, I'm not angry, just disappointed, kind of, perhaps you should have spent more time in the library thing. Also, I have no idea what we're even trying to accomplish in here.
I don't either. It's just some sort of gauntlet, I guess.
This reminds me of that one level in Tenji.
Which one?
Benton Omniverse.
Which one? There's two of them.
The first episode just came out.
Ooh, okay. We're one-third through this now.
The one that was time travel.
The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. That is a reference to Drakengard and the quote-unquote joke ending, which that ending leads to Nier.
The first one, the most
Okay. On the note of Ben 10 stuff, the 5 years later motion comic released episode 7 fairly recently. They got Paul Eiding to play Grandpa Max for a scene.
Yo, really?
Uh-huh. I sent you the link the other day, Bear.
I didn't watch it.
Clearly. You can do so on your own time, man. I ain't gonna force you.
Hey man,
Yes.
if the drill bombs!
So without spoiling too much, I will say I like the way they used the pesky dust transformation in this one. Honestly, I'm just happy it got used.
Motherfucker, stop interrupting my magic spell.
No.
Stop interrupting my magic. Oh.
Oh.
I will say this much. So they kept the way pesky dust speaks intact, but with this redesign, all I say here in my head is, I have no mouth and I must trill. Like really, if they're trying to get across the idea that the voice is a mental projection, then why are you still keeping the omniverse speech pattern? Anyways. If you ever wanted to hear her Kaiser Neko as Danny Benson, then you should probably check this out.
I think I did watch like the first motion comic. Because I do remember hearing Kaiser Neko as Danny Benson.
Yeah. He basically got the role to play Danny P in both forms, obviously, and has been playing him for all 7 episodes thus far.
Nice.
I guess this might count as a spoiler, but dear God, whoever they got to play Zim, even though it wasn't Richard Horvitz, was like spot on. Yeah, that sounds like something they'd pull. Fun fact. Nickelodeon canceled the series for 2 major reasons. One, it was super expensive to make. Its actual audience was not the one Nickelodeon wanted. What do you mean the show is mostly being enjoyed by teenagers and young adults? We can't have that. We're a children's network.
You good, Barry?
Nah, just Nickelodeon once again proving that they have no idea what they're doing.
I mean, while the target demographic shit is, well, it is what it is, I do understand the issues of the production standpoint. Invader Zim's animation was really good for its time, and it could not have been cheap, especially with the CG integration.
Yeah, this is absolutely Papa Nier.
Oh God, what? I wonder what's gonna happen if he walks through either one of those doors. Then is he gonna get even older, or
I don't think so. Oh,
walk through,
this
walk
door's
through the
already
doors?
been.
You turn into a mechanical skeleton.
If I suddenly turn into a meal.
So, you want to know how sudden that cancellation was? There was like a good half a season's worth of unfinished episodes. Several of which have complete voice cracks. One of which was a multi-parter titled The Trial, where this was where we learned a good chunk of the Urkin Empire's backstory. Through learning about Zim's history, funny enough. It was through this episode that we actually get sort of direct confirmation that Zim's pack, and therefore his personality from the pack, is quite literally defective. At least by Urkin standards.
Give me your magic.
All that magic.
See, there was the computer that used to scan Zim's memories from his pack to actually make the trial proper happen got driven insane when it delved too far in.
Fuck.
And effectively became a second Zim.
Oh shit.
That does not sound good.
It gets even weirder. Zim is apparently responsible for the deaths of at least 2 Almighty College.
Oh.
Whether he realizes this or not is questionable. But yeah. Zim is quite literally built different. Built stupid. Assembled incorrectly.
Crafted without the preset parameters.
I should not exist.
I should not exist.
We're all built different. I was just built wrong.
I am just wrong in every way. But yeah, that is basically Zim's situation in a nutshell. And apparently his pack was so defective that it broke the machine they used to make more Urkin.
Oh. Oh, that's not good.
Well, you did it, Zim. You destroyed a planet. Your own.
It's not that it can't make more Urkins, it's that more Almighty Talas cannot be born now.
Congratulations, Zim.
It seems we have been shut in.
It's why the current guys had to basically be augmented into Almighty Talas. These two guys with no leadership qualities whatsoever only got picked because every other Tallest died.
They were semi-tallest before, now they're all mighty.
Pseudo Mighty Talus.
Like, you can even sort of tell this in the character with the can it be called environmental storytelling if it's in the character design? Anyways, the fact that they look more like cyborgs than any other Urkin. Zim was put on the trial in the first place because the Tallest were looking for an excuse to effectively terminate him. And then the attempt to finish the trial led to the computer going insane, shutting down, and Zim basically being let off the hook. Because of course, the computer, now with his exact personality copied 1-for-1, would be so egotistical to just let Zim walk.
I believe I have just backtracked the entire thing.
A subplot happens that while this episode is going on, Gur carries on with Zim's most recent plan to take over the Earth, succeeds, is overthrown, and the head gets sent back home with no hard feelings.
I've been there. I've done that many times. Even with a man. So, you're doing better than me.
Yeah, that's just one example. Apparently, Zim also sort of doomed his planet in terms of power supply.
Sure. He's not trying to help you,
See, he originally worked in weapons development. One of his co-workers developed a, and I quote, an infinite energy producing thingy. Like word for word verbatim, that's what they called it. Zim, refusing to be outdone, created an infinite energy absorbing thingy. And it was this creature that killed Almighty Talus Miyuki. And apparently it also killed most of the other freaking witnesses, so there were no people that charged him for the crime.
No witnesses.
And because it absorbs energy, the security cameras weren't working.
I'm starting to think Zim was just created.
Seems we have been shut in.
Was created by someone who just sabotaged the Urkin.
If that had been the case, that'd be an amazing twist. But knowing the sense of humor of the creator, it would never happen like that.
It's all dramatic. Just find reveals. I was sent here to conquer them, but I'm here to protect it.
No, like I just imagine like
Zim discovers his true purpose and he's horrified.
yeah, and the people that made him, they've been dead for centuries.
Robbing him of his chance to get revenge on them in the first place. So now he's angry and unable to vent.
Are you turning them into Dad's bird, though? Actually.
No, like I just imagine like they made Zim, had him in like a pod or something. They were gonna use him, but then they died out, the Urkins found Zim and just
Unfortunately, that as cool as that would be, that's not the case because we actually saw the creation of Zim on screen.
fuck.
So, on the note of the pack that gives him his personality and everything, one of the cut episodes would have had Dib finally managing to remove the thing from Zim and attempt to take it to whatever relevant authority to prove aliens exist, only for the pack to latch onto Dib and slowly start turning him into Zim, while Zim himself just kind of dies. Without the life pack, which effectively he serves as a good chunk of his major organs, he's just slowly withering away.
Huh.
He tries to catch up to Dib and get his pack back, but ultimately fails. And Dib just becomes another Zim, as it overrides his brain with Zim. And that's how the episode ends.
That's
Or would have
up.
ended had it been finished. And yes, it is screwed up. What do you expect from the cartoon created by the very man behind Johnny the Homicidal Maniac?
You know what? Fair enough.
Speaking of which, with that being his most notable previous work, Nickelodeon gave him a chance to make a show anyways. What were you expecting?
Sorry, Wally.
Yeah, sorry for that Zim tangent, but there you go. Not as related to giant robots as this is. Arguably more so because the show actually has some giant robots every now and again.
Oh shit.
I'll be right back.
These are like these are like Wally's like older brothers. The models that by and large released before Wally.
Maybe not. that's why he went into architecture instead of security.
Come back.
Welcome back.
Ow, ow! I see you, dang it! How dare you attack my big brother?
So I was mentioning earlier how last night my brain was conjuring this like conversation between faceless characters about the merits of using a fusion cannon. And it had the same energy as Goku explaining why the bulked up Super Saiyan form just doesn't work.
We're in the journal of Brother Nier's mother. And for some reason her journal depicts Papa Nier. I'm mostly just doing this for the weapons, because you get 3 weapons which count toward the amount needed for the other endings.
So the discussion effectively went like this. Fusion cannons should be saved for fortresses and battleships because they are hilariously impractical otherwise. They use too much energon, they have so much kick that even bots like Megatron and Tarn need to dial them back. So even they can't fire the cannon at full power. And then there's the issue of the overcompensating ego it tends to breed.
Yep.
Look at you, Mr. I'm dual wielding these suckers. I have to be better than Megatron, perfect Decepticon. Even Galvatron eventually trades in the fusion cannon for her particle cannon instead. Which, funny enough, this is actually a reference to a weapon the original Megatron technically had. So, you know how the original Megatron could combine the scope, the silencer, and the gun stock talk into like a mounted turret?
Mm-hmm.
This was referred to as a particle beam cannon.
Interesting.
So when Megatron gets reformatted, that very weapon just gets streamlined into the new arm cannon.
Huh.
Galvatron is toting around the weapon Megatron had that was too unwieldy to use. And arguably was more effective. Like, the very least, when people got shot with that particle cannon, they actually got damaged.
True.
To say nothing of Starscream. Or the planet Troll.
That too.
And now that I've gotten you to sit through Five Faces of Darkness parts 1 through 5, you know what planet I'm talking about.
Yep.
What's funny is that supposedly the cannon gets more powerful when Unicron is activated. So he was weaker in the earlier parts of Season 3 before Unicron's head got reactivated proper.
Oh. You know, that actually would explain a few things.
Like how he was able to re-kill Starscream almost immediately after Unicron granted him his body back.
Yep.
And then, of course, there was the mental health planet. Or should I say, the insane asylum planet. Season 3's episode, Web World. So, the planet Torculon is a sentient creature that is capable of directly influencing the emotions and mental state of its patients, and also restraining them if need be. Galvatron and his infinite insanity terrified the planet so badly that it itself went insane.
Holy shit.
The hilarity is, Galvatron was only on this planet in the first place because the Decepticons got so tired of dealing with Galvatron's BS that they basically tricked him into going there.
Yeah, sounds like something they would do, actually.
They sent him there so he could get mental treatment so he could come back to his senses and act more like Megatron. Because as we see in Five Faces of Darkness, they are aware he used to be Megatron. Thank you, Astro Train, for saying so, man. Things were a thing like this back in the days of Megatron. You mean Galvatron? Hail Galvatron! Hail Galvatron! Well, they were the same guy.
I love how he says were as in past tense.
At the time, they thought he was dead.
Oh, right.
And the sad thing is, it is because of the very Decepticon mindset that led to the web world up in the first place that makes the idea that they would choose to just flee en masse and join the Autobots who would consistently kick his tailpipe back to Char all the more believable.
Is it me, or is the city getting covered in a sandstorm?
No, I see it too.
That can't be good.
Now I'm radioactive! That can't be good! Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Last throes of winter cold as we march closer to, well, March.
Final door, final weapon. Every time. I forget every fucking time. I turn the can't I turn the thing on with the Discord.
So, on the note of G1 Season 3, Sandstorm! That new figure looks actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the other version. I like the version. I like the
The Thrilling 30 version.
yes, but I will not
I have
deny.
the Thrilling 30 version. It's not bad.
I will not deny that it is cool to see him in his G1 original. I was gonna say outfit, but that's not right.
His original design.
Yeah.
Which, it gets even funnier when you realize that's the original toy design head, not the cartoon head.
Yeah.
And that's how people know there's gonna be a reissue with the...
Watch, you're gonna make like a 2-pack or something for like the fall of
Paradron.
Paradron, thank you. I can never remember that fucking name.
No, better yet, make it a multi-pack based on one of the Starscream episodes, where it's Sandstorm, Octane, and a translucent Starscream. And you know what's even funnier than this? If we'd followed with one of the earlier drafts of the Five Faces of Darkness script, that wouldn't be the Octane getting the Starscream Ghost treatment. It wouldn't even be Blitzwing. It would be Shockwave.
Oh my god.
See, in the original in one of the earlier drafts, I won't say original draft, but one of the earlier drafts of Five Faces of Darkness, it had Shockwave as a major player because his toy was still on the shelves at the time. Now, Shockwave was portrayed as one of the oldest living Decepticons, the only one old enough to still remember what the Quintessons looked like. But it had been so long and with so much war that he was having trouble conjuring the memory. Hence, Blitzwing's reaction to them, where he's familiar with them, but he can't quite place why. That was meant to be Shockwave originally. And Shockwave would have eventually chosen to side with the Autobots full time when Rodimus made the offer.
Yo!
It's why when in Starscream Go, they reference this line, Galvatron saying, "You'll never be welcome in the ranks of the Decepticons again." That's where this comes from. Being ousted from the Decepticons for his treachery, Shockwave joins the Autobots just to survive. And ultimately ends up getting a bounty placed on his head by Galvatron. Now, I will admit, I find it easier to see Blitzwing in this role than I do Shockwave, if only because Shockwave was not the logic-driven and sociopath we know in the comics back in the G1 cartoon.
Oh, really?
No, Shockwave was incredibly loyal. Almost fanatically so, more so than Soundwave.
Fuck.
The Marvel comics had the logically driven sociopath, and that's the iteration most people tend to think of when they think of Shockwave. But, like, let me put it this way. If you remember how he was portrayed in Transformers Animated with the loyalty to Megatron, that's the closest we've seen to a G1 Shockwave return.
Alright. Wasn't he still kind of logical even then?
See, they tried to balance the aspect of him in that show, but as far as his G1 was concerned, the cartoon, he was a full-on Megatron fanboy.
Busy sucking that non-existent Megan dick.
Moving on.
I'm sorry. That is very
Like, that's
crude.
an image.
I said non-existent, because they don't have that.
Fair enough, but still, that's a phrase.
I use a variant of that phrase on Gar when he keeps talking about how Ultraman, Subaraya is so much better than Toei. Because he knows I'm kidding. That's the important part. I let people know I am only joking. I do not mean any of the bullshit that comes out of my mouth.
Like, but that one line got me to look at my phone. Because it caught me off guard.
But, yeah. In the original draft of Five Faces of Darkness, we would have had Shockwave eventually join the Autobot hunt because there was just no place for him left in the Decepticon. And the only way I can see him choosing to make his decision is because the way he would view it as Megatron's gone, Galvatron's crazy, and they want me dead anyway.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that is not a good.
3 of these crazy ass boars. No, thank you. Ow!
I'm about to say something I know for a fact might get me.
corner now.
You'll never take me alive!
I've already cuffed you.
Who said we wanted you alive? I, I love that's what got you.
Beat me in the dark out.
I have a spotlight.
Joke's on you, that won't work.
I also have an artificial sun.
Is it? Any way electronic?
Nope.
And it might work.
Your key.
Yeah, it might work.
Oh, hey, the therapy bunger came back.
I really need to get a plush of that bunker. I really do.
What everyone in Persona needs.
Uh-huh.
Alright, hold on. Damn it.
Because I'm not sure if there's any bear as Persona. I might be wrong, but
Hilariously well timed this break because, like, you pause the thing, I hear the crash of the damn it, and it suddenly goes to commercial. And thankfully, it's only the one.
okay.
Thankfully, it's only one.
Nice.
Also, on the note of the thrilling 30 stuff, I managed to find Skybite.
Nice.
Hey.
He was hiding from Scourge this entire time. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Normal Scourge is already scary enough, but mine, she's a menace.
I feel like I opened the gates of hell when I asked for Greg's question.
You may very well have.
Hey, at least you're not a wildcat, because good God.
One thing I'll say about Thrilling 30 Skybite is that, while it may not be the actual original Skybite design from RID01, I do enjoy the samurai aesthetic they give him.
Yo, got a samurai outfit? Let's go.
Well, kind of. You'll see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain if a new, more cartoon-accurate Skybite came out, though.
Oh, hey, Magpie.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Magpie.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, you're streaming, aren't you?
Yep. I am currently looking for a persona.
I still haven't played that game. Like any of them.
So far, I've only played technically 3, but then one of them's a spin-off of another game, so I'm not sure if I can count that.
How many packages does my mom have? Brother, I don't know. There's a FedEx guy who's been sitting outside my house for like 10 minutes now. I don't know the amount of stuff my family has ordered, and I'm a little concerned.
He
That's
he
good.
unloads the fan, and all of a sudden it's just empty.
Man, I should have been keeping all these boxes. I could make a hell of a fort.
I'm gonna put the pictures in the toy room.
Right.
Oh, never mind. She was just blocking my driveway just because. They didn't even deliver anything. Like, what the hell? Now you can continue sunbathing. I kicked my dog out from in front of the door so I could move his blanket and shut the door. I did not feel like dealing with stranger danger. Blue, you can go sunbathe now too.
Finally found him. Hellbiker.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
This must be for a pre-ban.
Okay, in the toy room, I've posted pictures of Skybite in robot mode.
Alright. Let me just save this image. Head over to back to Discord. And post the image in the voice chat. And then take a look at the toy room.
That's the stock transformation. I generally prefer to fold the fins up to be flush with the shark hide that's forming those spikes on his back.
Ah. Okay. Looks cool.
The only Skybite I own. If only because I never managed to find the original.
But yeah, for Persona, probably Hellbiker.
I don't know.
Wait, why? Huh?
You know how I am.
Oh, great. Sorry.
So, fun fact. Team Unlimited's Transformers Robots in Disguise as Fridge gives Scourge a very TFS Vegeta kind of voice. If you can get through the robot filters.
Oh, great. We're going top down. Just gotta remember I can actually move the camera.
I love the light piping in Velocitron Collection Scourge, particularly when you've got to keep sunlight going.
Oh god. What, is there like a spawner somewhere? What is this, Minecraft?
Worse, it's Terraria.
I was playing with Web one day and we found this one button. I was trying to get it inside, but before I could, because we didn't have a net at this point, a zombie came and killed it.
Oh.
I then proceeded to take my sword and shove it at that zombie's rear end.
It seems we have been shut.
What was this? Oh, okay. I just got thrown off because I heard bits and pieces of the story, so I was like, what?
So I not from zombies.
I mean, maybe. I don't know you in person.
No, he hunts ghosts.
I want them. I can see them. I just don't hunt them yet.
Meanwhile, the ghosts that are probably around you are going, wait, yet? Wait, what?
I thought we were cool, man.
Oh no. Okay, so there's this one building that I used to go to fast. Whenever I enter, I feel like somebody's watching.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
And I got no privacy.
I got this gold feeling because, like, I don't know, like a devil.
Interesting.
Images in the toy room if you want to see Scourge. I have just erased this beam of light from my window to get this eye-glowing effect from the light piping.
I wonder if these can go through multiple boxes. Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one migrant. There's been like 200 people that have gotten feeling from that place. So I know I'm not crazy.
I'm not crazy, you're crazy, especially you, Nappa.
Ain't that right, Megamon? Yeah. I had to. I had to.
They call me crazy. I'm not crazy. Right, Mekumon? Ow.
That's right, the jury is wrong.
No, I said no.
Let's just say that if we see him again, this might suck.
I mean, the only reason you would be seeing the Reaper is if the Reaper came for you.
Well, I'm still here. It's been years.
Oh, was he? Are you sure he was coming after you? When you first saw him? You may have just seen him accidentally.
Well, you just said the only reason you see him is if he was coming for.
I know.
The thing is, here's the real creepy part, actually. Every day before I saw him, there would be a ghost of this girl trying to get me to follow her.
And then,
And each time,
oh, go ahead.
no.
I was gonna say, and then let me guess. After the Reaper showed up, the ghost girl disappeared.
Yes.
The Grim Reaper may have just saved your fucking life.
Like, they kept trying to show, like, they can't talk. Well, I've never heard them talk. But apparently they can, because, someone I know could also be the term talk one. I'm not sure. But,
I've heard stuff say stuff, but never actually seen it say stuff.
It could just be that, like, your level of psychicness, I guess? Whatever we're calling this. It's high enough to see ghosts, but not high enough to hear anything.
but yeah, you have to wait, like, come on, hurry.
Oh, like the beckon thing.
Yeah, it's like she was scared.
Maybe. Maybe it was a reenactment or something.
I'm just gonna run with the idea that the Reaper saved your life, because you have no idea what that ghost girl could have done.
Or maybe she saved his life by going with the Reaper.
I was half tempted. At one point, I was half tempted to follow her, but then that's
Okay, maybe she was trying to trade places. Never mind.
Yeah.
He just needs a soul. It doesn't matter which one. Hurry.
character gets a bad rap. He's just trying to do his job.
He's the angel of death. He's not. He doesn't kill people. He doesn't. He doesn't do all these things out of malice. The Reaper, the Reaper, as I come to understand it, is essentially the SCP, someone to watch over us. That SCP is essentially an anomalous a being that appears before people who are going to die, and is there to comfort them in their last moments.
Nothing more comforting than skeleton face.
Oh, Loving Reaper, I know that. Oh, it's so sad. It's so good. Also, I love how in that comic, the Reaper is the reason why you have platypuses.
Wait, what?
Yeah. There's a comic where him and Life trade places. For a day. And yeah, Life couldn't let the souls go. And Death was trying to make something new, and he made a platypus.
One of which would eventually go on to continuously thwart a mad scientist.
Who really just needed a hug. More like pharmacist.
And the joke is complete.
Yeah, you're right.
Must have made the label any less true. Please don't remind me. I'm still fighting random prescriptions from the pharmacist apocalypse. I love when an episode of a show is to basically admit to the audience, oh, don't worry, this one's non-canon.
I still love this one. I still love this one. Bringing on goats. Basically, I think they already started told you not to say that, but it will make basically, main character. He can see ghosts, he can hear ghosts, he can do all that good stuff, but he tries to make it so ghosts can't see him sometimes. No, he tries to make it so makes ghosts think he can't see them. And this one ghost was was getting a bit all close to him while he was brushing his teeth and thinking about an anchor's call. Here's where the best thing comes in. When the ghost is in his face and realizes, oh, this man can see me. She was about to kill him, but he gets up and decks her. He decks the rising ghost.
Okay, I need to see this now.
Hold on, I think there's a YouTube video. Ah, here it is.
You know, I just realized again we could have probably tried to track down like a physical copy of for Giant Robot Week. If only I thought to suggest sooner.
What?
Transformers Devastation.
Oh, I have that game! Damn it!
Have? As
Yeah.
in currently possessed.
It's on my Steam.
Well, there's a day.
Yeah, that one can replace Front Mission.
Voice chat whenever you're ready, mate.
Alright, let's take a look at this.
I watched that preview on Netflix, and I instantly went, yeah, I'm watching this.
According to projected mail time, I have about a full week or so to wait before my replacement tires for Fire Convoy show up. By the way.
If only I could do this, it would be great.
On that note, I might have brought this up. On that note, I might have brought this up before, but for anybody who's getting the HasLab Omega Prime, I hope you've got some Titan Masters and Prime Masters roaming around, because apparently the Optimus Prime set there is gonna be compatible with them.
Nice.
You can set them into the ladder or into the seat next to the ladder, apparently. To reference the fact that you could do that with his Diaclone pilot, what's on the original release.
I love how disappointed the ghosts are when they realize that the humans can fight back.
That's what made me love this show.
It's like, wait, you can fight back? Aww! What's the point?
That's what made me love this show. It's like on the preview. That video I just did, for kind of the preview. I watched the preview on Netflix. Yeah, I'm watching this now. I'm watching this.
Oh man, I think I died.
You
Sorry.
are dead, dead, dead. You are dead, dead, dead.
Sorry, man.
Think you're hot, but guess what? You're not. You were saying, Taro?
That was me,
My
my fault.
word.
Sorry.
Something wrong?
No, it's not your fault.
I feel as if I've just awoken from...
I know what you mean.
What was it? Yeah. Basically, premise is the guy, well, his uncle doesn't want him to. Goes around beating ghosts up for money. Then he encounters the main girl of the series, who, lo and behold, is a ghost. I won't get into it too much because the series is quite easy to spoil.
Okay.
Well, a bit of trivia. Michael Bay and Gary Chalk share a birthday, which happened to have been yesterday.
Interesting.
Gary Chalk being the voice of Optimus Primal and the Unicron trilogy Optimus Prime, my favorite voice the character's ever had. But then again, I'm kind of biased because that's the one I grew up with mostly.
So I remember getting some costumes while I was in there. But they're not here.
That's weird. It says you have your camera on, but you do not.
Yeah, my camera's broke, but I have it set so that
Ah.
it just shows, instead of my face, it shows the game.
Okay. I didn't see it show in the game now, so I was confused.
Oh. Also, make them on there some damn good light piping.
Yes, it is. Like, holy shnikes.
The diary again.
Yeah.
The world of the...
I don't want to play Fortnite, but I think I'm going to play Fortnite. It's boring when I play it by myself, but it seems like people are busy, so. Or sleeping. Probably sleeping.
Dang, how many times are you going to learn the truth, Bear?
Well, I died, remember? I didn't beat this one.
It was a joke. Test how many doors are there now.
Oh. Damn it. Wait. Hold on, what level am I at? Oh. I'm at 30.
What's What's the recommended level?
33.
Not
So
much
close.
of a gap, really. You can do it.
There have been worse odds.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta ask the question, man.
You want to know what the sad part is about that light piping?
What?
Laser Optimus Prime has it too, but it's painted over.
Oh.
Ew!
Why would you do that?
Like, I want to make this clear. The eyes themselves are still the clear plastic, not painted over. The back of the head where the light would pipe in, that's painted.
Hasbro, why you do this?
It's not even the first time they've done something like this. Except usually it's the reverse, where the actual back of the head where the light piping sits is untouched, and it's the eyes that are painted over. Like Generations Rat Trap or War for Cybertron Megatron, the original one.
Hasbro,
Although in the case of WFC Megatron, I do kind of understand why they did that. The light piping shared a runner with some of the other translucent plastic on that figure, and that translucent plastic was purple, but they needed his eyes to be red.
Only one way to find out. Take the paint off.
I've only got one of this figure. I'm gonna wait till I get a second copy first.
That's fair.
So, fun fact, when I got my first copy, I did kind of immediately paint over the eyes, because I'm like, the back of the head's already painted, and I think gold eyes would look good on this anyway. So, that's what I did. I painted the eyes gold right out of the box. Scourge, I left the light piping alone because you see those.
Hey, come on, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay,
There was just a slight glitch.
yeah, I was gonna say you cut off.
I was saying that Optimus Prime painted the eyes right out of the box. Didn't regret it. Never looked back. Scourge, I never touched those eyes. And considering the pictures of the light piping, you see why. Like, I think the only other toy from recent lines I've seen with light piping that good was Kingdom Cyclonus. Yeah, but I do still want to eventually track down Kingdom Cyclonus and the Studio Series 86 Scourge. I'll settle for one of the sweeps and just paint the correct blue if I have to. Because there is a difference. The sweeps are actually a lighter blue.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Not only that, but the sculpt they use is slightly different, where, like, you can tell if it's a scourge or a sweep by which hand is open.
Interesting.
That said, for all the Transformers, I wish I could do this, that, or other. I do have one specific target in mind before I tackle any of those. Technically two. I'm gonna complete my Warzone collection.
Oh.
See, technically I do have an Orion pack, but I would have to get the pack that has Alpha Trion anyways, and then the Dion and Aerial.
I mean, if you don't want that extra Orion, I'll take it.
Noted. In all honesty, I might keep that one and hand off the Titan Master one I have.
It's the same. It's still the same body, right?
So, the one I own is a redeco of the Titan's Return Cup with a new head.
Yeah.
And the one that comes in the 2-pack is a Studio Series Cup retool. And I'm just putting this up there. Don't you have the Evolution Optimus Prime?
From Power of the Primes.
Yes.
I had to sell. I had to sell that.
Ooh. Noted. Okay. Yeah. If and when I get that 2-pack with KS Alpha Trion and Orion packs, I'll give you my spare Orion.
Thank you.
It won't be the most show-accurate thing out there, but it'll still be an Orion pack.
I mean, I'm not all that like concerned about show accuracy. I have a red frick. I have the Toy Colors Pterosaur,
Fair enough.
and like
But honestly, compared to the show, I like the toy colors more because I like those spots of green.
and Lane from Cat Ranger gives me shit every time he says, "It's not show accurate, Pterosaur."
Show accuracy is neither a feature nor a drawback. It is a thing.
It's not Pterosaur if it's not show accurate. Like he's not being a dick or malicious or anything. It's just a running joke at this point. I'll show him a picture of my Pterosaur and he'll just be like, "Fuck you, Vegas."
He turns into Starscream.
So, I will keep this as brief because it will involve mentioning Red and his writing again. I'm only going to touch on one point, and it will be brief. So, fairly recently, I was showing Kraken, my sister, some of my own writing to gauge if I've improved at all. And she tells me that one of my positives here, and compares it to something Red has issues with, is that my characters speak differently. You can often tell who's talking just by how they speak. The way they interact with each other, their body language, their choice of words, manages to convey the character of the individual speaking. It was a genuine compliment, so I took it, but I was kind of questioning where the comparison to Red came from. Then I found out it was because Kraken was still going over the notes we were writing for one of Red's active stories. One of his drawbacks is that his characters all speak the same way, and they don't even speak like people. It's like, put the thesaurus down and just talk like a person. Like, the way these characters speak, they don't talk like mid-20s young men in the 21st century. They talk like they should be in an old, like, swords and sorcery show. Something that's supposed to give off the old-timey knight feeling. In the particular example I gave her that sparked this, I had these characters interact, and they each had, at that point, only one line of dialogue each. These were versions of Elita 1 and Chromia, respectively. Elita 1 asks, what? Because they're in the city of Iacon, going to a specific place. And Elita asks, why are we in the land of stuffy circuits again? Chromia groans, just kind of face palms slightly, and explains that they're there to get to the Hall of Records to research an item they were commissioned to obtain. They are adventurers for hire in this universe. Not quite mercenaries, they're not there to bump people off, but they will locate and obtain treasures for the right price. And right there in the why are we in the land of stuffy circuits again? For the last time, we're going to the Hall of Records to research the artifact our client wants us to grab. Like right there, Kraken's like, see, you can already tell the differences and gauge their personalities just by their opening line. And like, I'm smiling at the compliment, and at the same time, I'm like, oh boy. And that's more or less the end of that.
Why, oh boy.
As brief as I can keep it. Bear knows the exact thing I'm writing because I was trying to share it with him at the time too.
Yep.
When I asked him about the character interactions we have so far, because I had gotten a slight bit further in than that, He tells me that it feels like very Buddy Cop in a sense. Like, those were your words.
Yep.
Also, so a part of me will just forever be amused at the nickname Stuffy Circuit. Because I was looking for something along the lines of stuffy shirts or something to that effect. To imply these guys are uptight here in Icon. Very boring, very by the book. This would be a place that IDW Ultra Magnetists would love hanging around. The very same Ultra Magnus that was described by a bot he trains to become an Autobot as, and I quote, an OCD control freak that uses learning to hurt people. Tailgate had fallen asleep at his desk while Ultra Magnus teaching him everything about the Autobot handbook. The original version. It turns out most Autobots study the abridged version. Tailgate was not happy when he learned there was an abridged version. But yeah, upon being kind of called out for falling asleep, he explains, no, I wasn't asleep. I was inspecting this graffiti I found on the desk. It's very, very tiny. It said Ultra Magnus is an OCD control freak that uses learning to hurt people. But it wasn't graffiti, it just turned out to be some dirt. Magnus freaks out more at the idea of it being dirt than the graffiti. He doesn't even acknowledge the possibility of the graffiti calling him that exact sequence of names.
I love that he's more concerned about the dirt than the potential graffiti.
Especially since it was directly insulting him.
Yeah!
Like, this is why we love IDW Ultra Magnus. You get stuff like that. It's also why my default call depiction for Magnus is typically Space Cop. The duly appointed enforcer of the Tyrus Accord. Tyrus, not sure.
I think it's Tyrus.
Yeah. Like, I love the idea of Ultra Magnus being this by-the-book space cop. Makes his interactions with Hot Rod all the funnier. not sure I'm too keen on the idea of Ultra Magnus being a mantle passed down from person to person who gets to wear the armor and assume the identity. On the one hand, it's a neat idea that lets Magnus become this almost legendary figure who seemingly can't die, because every time you think you've inflicted fatal wounds, Magnus shows up again, only to be a new guy wearing the armor. But on the other hand, I prefer Magnus being his own individual.
Understandable.
And then there's the already 2001 iterations, Ultra, how the hell am I not Starscream Magnus? Like, I've legit seen people call that version of Magnus an Autobot Starscream for the whole take down my leader and assume leadership of the faction because I believe I deserve it more.
Oh my god, he basically is just an Autobot Starscream.
Like, it's not inaccurate, but it's missing a smidge of nuance. And again, since when have memes ever wanted nuance?
Fair enough.
Like, my particular favorite meme description of that Ultra Magnus angsty power mushroom.
Alright, back to where I was when I died. Yep.
One thing I do enjoy about the character arc of that specific Ultra Magnus, though, is that Sideburn, of all bots, gets through to him, because Sideburn is the youngest of three brothers and knows how to get under the armor plating of older brothers. Whether Magnus is the older sibling or the younger one in this dynamic between him and Optimus, Cyborg knew how to mess with him and get him to open up. And to his credit, it worked. Also, that's gotta be awkward for birthdays when neither of the brothers know which one is older. This comes directly from Car Robots, where their original counterparts legit don't know which of them is older. Optimus just makes reference to being built at the same time by Alpha Trion, so they don't know which of them was completed first.
Yeah!
Death, not big surprise.
Oh, come on!
You're kidding.
Down goes you. And down goes. Oh, they're coming from both sides.
Note of that specific Ultra Magnus, we passed 14,000 backers today.
Nice.
Just 2,000 more to go, and we'll have unlocked the stand with a little under a month left of time to go.
Nice.
They will have to either show us the secret third tier of stretch goals, or just go, well, crap, what do we do now? One thing I enjoy is that among the accessories they come with, there's 2 of the Matrix of Leadership.
Yeah, so they can both have one.
Yes, I love that. They even redesigned Ultra Magnus' chest piece to have a spot to plug one in. Another thing they did was, because they turned Blue Bolt into a straight-up weaponizer, you can now essentially disassemble Blue Bolt and plug him into Magnus' legs to fill him out.
Awesome.
And so far, Blue Bolt is the only one I haven't seen have vacuum metal eyes in the page description. Since that's not really an important feature to note. I'm pretty sure that since everybody else in this set does, he probably will too. And on the other hand, a part of me is dying a little inside knowing that these will still have vac metal chrome in places. I fear for Magnus' bumper when I inevitably have to move again. Because the other spots where the vacuum metal is, not that bad. In both figures, they have it in the respective eyes of their robot mode heads. Okay, that's fine. Optimus Prime Super Mode head and Omega Prime's head, vacuum metal chrome on the key eyes and the antennas. Okay, fair enough. Magnus's bumper, though? I get that's a huge centerpiece for the figure, and that's where a lot of eyes are going to be drawn to, but like... Apparently, the Autobot symbols on Super Mode Prime's chest and on Magnus's bumper will be hot stamped onto them. Not sure what that means, but that's the feature they're talking about.
Come on. Smile, you son of a bitch!
I do enjoy the fact that the weapons are still blast compatible, so in this day and age, you can indeed get the Omega Blue, but it has Emgo wood. Also, hooray! For once, a set of figures with removable matrices that can actually hold the Matrix.
It's a Christmas miracle.
And it only comes about because the hands in the respective modes the matrices would be accessible are mittens. You can thank Red for that description.
Oh god! Not another one!
We're already past 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. Oh. Fuck off!
Another one? Look, I told you little friends I intended for that! At least this one's attacks are different.
Yep.
Arguably easier to avoid, too. Mostly.
A fourth one!
Boss Rush!
Can't tell which one this is. Oh shit! Oh great! And it's got backup too.
on another note, recently I ran into some really weird glitches in the PS3 port of Fly 2 Band of Thieves.
Yeah, I saw your text about those.
To fill Taro in, assuming he's still here to listen. And anyone else who's listening for that matter. So, I was playing through the final job for her. I forget which episode it was. It was called A Tangled Web. It's like episode 5? Anyways, there's a sequence where you have to chase a character for Constable Neela throughout the level as you're trying to get back at the Clockwork Eye, one of the items you're centering the game around, these parts of a giant mechanical owl that you want to collect and destroy. Well, this is weird. I ended up failing this mission despite still having her in my sights so many times. I was getting frustrated. And then, at some point, the audio just stopped. The game kept going, but the audio was just not there. No voices, no music, no sound effects. And when I finally did clear that part of the mission and catch up to Constable Neela and get the robot owl part back, none of the characters were speaking. No subtitles, no mouths moving for dialogue. They were still going through their animation, but their mouth animations weren't going.
Weird.
And then it just kind of stuck on the constable just being stuck in like this big old spider web. And I was there for like about 2-3 minutes before I realized, oh, the game's pulling this garbage.
Huh?
So I attempted to close the game
Is
and
that the
restart,
final-
and
Seems that way.
apparently,
Interesting.
in attempting
figure
to
anything
do
I
that,
fear
Yeah.
the entire PlayStation crashed and reset.
Damn. Alright, so we finished the diary DLC. Didn't expect that to take up the entire freaking episode, but hey.
At least it's out of the way.
So next Monday we can start Nier proper. Thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
Meikumon.
I see Taro is still here, but he's not saying anything. So Taro
He's here somewhere.
and Magpie also joined us for this one. So tomorrow we are playing Transformers
Did I hear my name?
Devastation. Huh?
I said, did I hear my name? My brother just said no.
Oh.
We're signing off.
Okay.
We'll be playing Transformers Devastation because fuck it.
Heck yes!
Alright, so thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.